At the end of the day, without going into too much detail, we had an issue we were trying to resolve with my medicals, and now I reside in Brazil now, and we had the back and forth talk going, and we had tests being done both in Brazil, and then when I got here, last minute things to do, physicals, blood tests, my doctor conference calling with the UFC and the commission doctors. And at the end of the day, they didn't feel that it was resolved sufficiently and in a insufficient time for the competition, and they decided to cancel my fight and bring in a replacement, Mike Pyle, who is a great fighter, a friend of mine, nice guy. I'm glad he has this opportunity, but I had already cut half my weight last night, and it's just super disappointing.
Yeah. So is it a medical issue where you might be sick, or it's not a supplement where they're worried about, you had taken something and you were going to test positive for something banned, or is it kind of a combination?
I don't believe I'm sick.
Okay.
It comes down to being a private issue, really.
Okay.
It's not something that I plan to talk about in the media, but it does have to do with blood work and my prescriptions being approved, and it's not, I don't take D-ball or anything like that. It's not, I'm not a heroin addict. It's not that kind of thing.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the commission didn't want to pull the trigger. Even with, I'll tell you a little secret. My blood test came back fine. It's just, it's too on top of things, and they felt that it needed to be handled a different way. Like, I was in contact with the commission a good 5 or 6 weeks before the fight to make sure that there wasn't a problem. But maybe I was a little naive. I thought it would be handled quicker. Things sit on people's desks and they get around to it, and then they don't tell you that they're going to have an issue with something that they later say, well, this is an issue. It's like, what about 5 weeks ago?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just stuff like that. And I had last-minute tests done in Brazil, last-minute tests done here. Found out I'm a tad anemic, which is interesting, which is important to oxygenate your blood for an athlete. But anyway, so
is this all a recent issue, what you're dealing with, or is it something you've dealt with in the past and it just got kind of screwed up this time?
It's an issue that, well, that's kind of hard to say because, well, no, it's something that, once I find out that I have to deal with a medical issue, which I feel is a private medical issue, and I hope to keep it that way. At some point, I have to get the commission involved because I'm a professional athlete. But I'm not sure. It just wasn't enough time, or it got screwed up somewhere. I thought I had plenty of time to get it taken care of, and apparently running around last minute.
Well, let's close on this from a mental standpoint. I mean, this was going to be kind of, I don't know, for the layman, I would look at this and say this is kind of ridiculous, dealing with this and the doubt before the fight, and then what happened last week with a home invasion. I mean, how are you going to be right mentally for this fight?
It hasn't been a very good month. It's been trying, yes.
It would almost seem to me to be a little risky to go in with all of this weighing on you against a tough guy like Brock Larson. I mean, I know you want to fight, but...
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's hard to say,
Yeah.
I feel like, dude, I trained so hard. I really did. I trained. I trained hard. I paid, a strength coach to come in, and I tapered my training, everything, and and I don't get the reward. I did all the hard training, all the dieting. I even cut part of my weight, and then there's no reward. I don't get paid. I don't get to fight. The fight is the fun part. The fight is that's why we're not. That's what it all leads up to.
But it's not something lingering. It's just you can get this taken care of as long as it's just handled differently next time. So we don't have to worry about Chris Wilson being out for a while. Okay.
No, my medical issues are resolved. It's just a matter of resolving them with the commission, I guess.